G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now I just want to do a quick video on the John Barilaro New South Wales Parliament Inquiry, which is scheduled to sit again on Monday the 11th of July. And it should be broadcast again, hopefully. Now it relates to the dodgy appointment John Barilaro arranged for himself in New York, a $500,000 job. It had already been allocated to a Jenny West. But a matter of days before John Barilaro resigned from his position as New South Wales Deputy Premier, he ordered that Jenny West be told that she's no longer been given the role. It's been withdrawn. And ultimately John Barilaro was awarded the role after he'd left Parliament by the Head of Investment New South Wales, Amy Brown. Now, if you don't want to know more details, I published an article on it, 1st of July 2022 on my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia. I'll give you further background. Now, Amy Brown gave evidence a week or so ago in relation to her role in, number one, originally appointing Jenny West to the position, then withdrawing it from her, and then ultimately giving it to John Barilaro. Now, she, I have no doubt, perjured herself all over the park. She didn't come out and say anything actually critical of Jenny West, but she implied there were issues there. And she didn't get into the specifics. But that in itself was sort of defamatory of Jenny West. Jenny West is due to, I'm not too sure if she's going to be giving evidence on Monday or maybe at a later date. I think it is Monday, but I'm not 100% sure. But I wanted to cover an interview that Amy Brown gave to Eternity News, a religious website, and I think it's relevant because she talks about her climbing up the corporate ladder and what she would do in positions where she had a competitor when she was going for a role. And so I'll read it out to you. Now, my article on the 1st of July, which relates to John Barilaro and his mistress Jennifer Lugsden, and what involvement she had in his appointment, or did she have any involvement, etc. But I've got a link in that article to the Turning News article in relation to Amy Brown. So if you want to find the actual article yourself, you can go to that article I've published on my website. Now it says in this article, the Turning News article, this is a quote from Amy Brown and what she's saying in relation to competing against others in the workforce. It's under the heading, Letting God Direct Ambition. I think even from a secular viewpoint, I would be perceived as a very ambitious person. I've got the competitive spirit and I want to do better. And I want to lead and have a front row tickets to the show. I'm very into what I'm into at the time. The way I maybe approached ambition early in my career was I'd always be trying to manipulate and engineer the situation. So let's just say there was a promotion opportunity. I'd be trying to form alliances or big note myself, or even plant seeds of doubt in a decision maker's mind about who might also be considered for the opportunity. Whereas I've realised that God's plans are perfect, He has me exactly where He wants me, and I don't need to do anything to try and influence the situation. I need to sit back, pray and pray and pray and pray, give it to God. And if He wants an outcome, that is an outcome that will be. Now, that is Amy Brown in an interview, in effect saying she would undermine a competitor, play sneaky games when she's competing for a role. And she goes on to say that, oh well, in hindsight she should have just left it up to God. She doesn't apologise or sit back and say, well, in hindsight that was a mistake, I shouldn't have done that, this deceptive and deceitful to undermine competitors. No, she just says, oh, I should have left it in God's hand. I find that absolutely amazing. This is a lady who's the CEO of Investment New South Wales. Like I said before, she implied that the person who had originally gotten the job, Jenny West, was there was issues there with her, and I doubt there were any issues. I think all that's happened is that Amy Brown's been caught out playing political games for the benefit of John Barilaro, the financial benefit of John Barilaro, and maybe even the financial benefit of Amy Brown, because she did get a recent promotion by the Premier, Dominic Perrottet, who's also a religious man, or claims to be. I doubt it if he is. the point here is that it's going to come down, this inquiry, the John Barilaro inquiry, is going to come down to the credibility of witnesses, at least to some degree. Although hopefully there'll be a lot of documented evidence that can't be challenged. But if it comes down to the credibility of someone like Amy Brown and Jenny West, well, based on that interview that Amy Brown's done with Eternity News, I don't think she's got a lot of credibility, and that's relevant to the overall hearing. Other than that, if you want more information, like I said, you visit my site, Kangaroo Court of Australia, with that article I published on the 1st of July, give you a lot of background information. And I'll keep on following this up because I think this is going to drag on for a while. Originally, they were going to try and rush it through because John Barilaro was meant to start in New York, but he's withdrawn from the role now because too much heat was coming down on everyone involved. Too much evidence is built out, how corrupt it is. And please share this YouTube video on Facebook and Twitter, etc. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.